I'm going to work about 2 hours on this. I'm going to do the 20-minute increments that I did for the stippling exercise and then post them step by step. So the first thing you want to do is take your template and stick it underneath the next blank page of your sketchbook, like so. So I've adjusted my camera settings a little bit so you can see the template through the paper a little bit. So I'm going to take my black pen and I'm only going to use this for the border. So I put a dot in each of the corners. And then I connect the dots. So I know in the stippling exercises, some of you guys had your ink smudge a little bit. If you want to wait a couple minutes, like 2-3 minutes for the ink to dry, you can do that. But if it smudges, I don't penalize the grade at all. I get it, it happens. Now, we're done using this pen, so you're not going to use any more ink other than the outline, the border around your artwork. So I'm switching over to the pencil, and if you want to cheat a little bit, I don't mind. You can use the ruler just to kind of get a very light straight line. So you can see I didn't go very heavy on that line. So I'm going to zoom in over here. You can see that that line is not too heavy, not too dark. And if I were to pull the template out, you can see how faint it is right there. So again, there's no template underneath now, and you can see how faint that line is. So go very, very light. So I'm going to try to line this up perfectly again. Hopefully I'll get it. Yeah, that's about right. So now the next thing I want to do is, just since I have the ruler, I can go in very lightly and get these straight lines. I know a lot of people say they'll never be an artist because they can't even draw a straight line. I don't really believe that. I think anybody can draw if they want to. And if you can't draw a straight line, use a ruler. They make very straight lines. Now, if you noticed, I didn't mind crossing over a little bit here because I can go back and erase that. Now, what I want to do is to do a curve. I don't want to write the curve. If I write the curve like I'm writing letters, it's going to be a very fussy line. So what I want to do is I want to use my whole hand to get the curves. So if you look, I'm sculpting these curves. I know a lot of people have the urge to rotate their sketchbook, and I do that too sometimes, but it's kind of a bad habit. Force yourself to kind of learn how to do these curved lines, because what are you going to do if you're working on a very big sheet of paper that you can't turn? And you'll notice that I'm moving my whole hand. My fingers are kind of not moving at all. I'm going to move the sketchbook up so you can see a little bit better. And there you go. So we have the shapes. I know some people are saying this doesn't feel like a drawing class because we're just tracing, but what we're doing now is we're learning how to use our materials, and we're also learning how to understand value. So we're going to use value to make these three objects look three-dimensional, to ultimately look like this. So I'm going to zoom in right here just to show you how messy this line is right here. So you can see right now there's a bunch of little lines that I used to create these. And our goal is to tighten these up as we proceed with our drawing. So what I'll be doing is I'll be taking this drawing, I'll be doing it in stages. I'm going to take my template out so you can see that I'm not using that anymore. You can always, if your shapes get away from you, you can always stick your template back underneath and, you know, kind of find the edges again, but you don't need that. Don't need to leave it underneath there because after a while it will get distracting. So I'm going to take the template out, I'm going to put it to the side, and then I'm going to start working on this drawing. So here are the stages in 20-minute increments in pencil. So take a look. I want you to spend a couple hours on this project. I don't want you to rush it. Eventually, I'm going to ask you guys to do a 3-hour drawing where you scan in 20-minute increments. So that would be 9 images that you'd be saving for one homework assignment, just to show me that you're spending time on your artwork.